Bill is back with another very important and very necessary question regarding building kingdom communities. This time, the question is how? How do we pitch a tent in the neighborhood community? And how do we make a human and community connection? And how do we engage with the human and community condition? Jehovah and Jesus Christ shows us how. Go and connect to the community pathways with an invitation motivated by love. Let's look at how Jesus and Jehovah define love by their own example. What is the greatest commandment? Everybody was always asking. Love the Lord your God first, with all yourself, and with all your heart, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. Loving God needs to permeate every area of our life. Jehovah sent the Israelites a written word called the Torah, or as commonly called the commandments. Jehovah also pitched his tent right in the middle of the Israelites' neighborhood. This is two very important ways Jehovah loved his people. Jehovah wanted to be near his people, so he gave them a written word of sort of an invitation to come to him at his tabernacle where he dwelt in the Israelite neighborhood. The second greatest commandment was to love your neighbor as yourself. Loving your neighbor as well as loving Jehovah had to permeate every area of your life. Loving others as yourself is loving others with all of yourself. Loving God and loving neighbors require a living and surrendering of all ourselves. The Torah, or the commandments, had over 613 instructions telling how to lovingly draw near to Jehovah, and also how to lovingly live with your neighbor. Then, thousands of years later, Jehovah sent his living word, Jesus Christ. The living word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighborhood. The living word and the written word were an invitation motivated by love. Come to me, Jesus said, all who are weary and heavily burdened, and I will give you rest. Jesus gave this invitation to those whose human and community condition created much trouble in their lives. Jesus also said, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. He gave this invitation to those who were weary and heavily burdened and needed to partner up with him and walk together with him through all their troubles. Jesus gave his invitation to come and partner up and join and participate in sort of a common table. Why call it a common table? It is common because we all have a common connection and common condition. And it is called a table because it is a common place where we all come together motivated by love. Everyone at this common table comes to be yoked together as mutual partners and mutual friends to face and confront the problems and issues of each neighbor who participates. Finally, all who respond to the invitation, motivated by love now, participates at a common table of humility and also participates at a common table of hospitality to reconcile and restore each other to be good ground and to bear much fruit.